Hello. Hey, welcome. I decided to do a stream to show all of my equipment and kind of explain what it is or what it does, kind of the theory behind it. Here is all my ghost stuff laid out nicely on my wooden embalming table. I hope to take it somewhere one day and actually do a ghost hunt with it. I've actually got everything running on it right now to see if anything happens. But this is an embalming table from Hamburg, Iowa. It's from the 1930s, 1920s. Lots of dead bodies have been on this. They held funerals, like in-home funerals. They laid the body out on this table until like the 90s. So from like 1930 to 1990, this table was used as an embalming table and as a wake table, a funeral table. But yes, okay, here's all my stuff. So I'm going to explain it as we go. Okay, so we'll start right here. So these are called SB7 spirit radios. They're actually what I plug into my big spirit radio. And basically all they do is scan through the radio stations. And this one has temperature sensor. So it has a temperature sensor. So if the temperature goes up or down, I think it's like a degree or 3 degrees, it'll alarm. See how my finger's hotter, so it'll beep. But yeah, basically all this does as it beeps is scan through the radio signals or stations really fast. And then this plugs into my spirit boxes. Here, I'll move these out of the way real quick. Okay, and this is one of my spirit radios. You've seen the big one recently, and then, well, you've probably seen this one recently too. Let me get you guys a little closer to it. This thing, but yeah, the theory is that the ghosts can use the spirit radio to communicate with us. And I'll plug it into this. These spirit radios, basically all they are is an amplifier or like a speaker. And then they have guitar pedals. So you have this guitar pedal is reverb, so it kind of echoes a little bit so you can hear the words easier. And then there's another guitar pedal on this side, and this one's just a noise gate. And if you listen to this radio, I don't know if you can hear it really well. Let's see. Do you hear the static, the like? Basically all these do is get rid of that. And then another theory that with these radios that a lot of people don't put in them, but it's one of the original theories, is all this copper wire. So the copper wire is connected to the ground of the amp or the pedals, the guitar pedals. So all this copper wire is grounded out to the ground of the box and the radio. So basically the idea is spirits can use the copper wire or the ground to actually communicate better. But like I said, this is all theory, so yeah. So here's power button, and then you have your controls, all the knobs. It should be set pretty well. We'll plug it in and see. Yeah, and see, basically I just plug it in there. Oh, it's really loud. Yep, and that's basically what the spirit radio is. And then my spirit radios are different than most people's because I add things like coffin nails, and these are rosary emblems from Belgium. And I have like old pictures and different random things. This is a Freemason coffin sticker. And like if you look at the my newest one has stuff like that too. Not as much yet. I still need to add, but So basically, I add things for trigger objects to hopefully entice the spirits to communicate with them. Yeah, that's a Freemasons. This is actually a sticker that they would put on coffins. I have a bunch of them. A lot of the weird stuff I get from the oddity shop. All right, we'll head over this way. So this is just a light. It's got UV and IR infrared, and then regular color light. This is actually what goes on top of my camera that you guys are watching this right now through, and it's, yeah. These are my new stickers. If you guys run into me in person, you'll be able to get one from me. A little tiny, they glow in the dark. This is my newest thing. Actually, I'm gonna move this over a bit. This is what I'm calling the Fiona Box now. So this is an old electroshock therapy box. Well, electrotherapy box from 1876, I think. Yeah. So basically, you just undo the clasps on the side, and it opens up. As I knock everything else over. Okay, so this is the Fiona Box. Bloop. So the Fiona Box is my newest thing. I literally just got it done last week. Yeah, this is the butt wipe guy. We gotta wipe his butt for good luck, according to Hood Rat. But basically, this has. Let's see, is it plugged in? No, I gotta plug it in real quick. I forgot. So basically, this green button turns on the. It's a vibration sensor. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that. See the lights light up? So basically it has a little sensor in there that when something steps or there's vibration near the box, it'll light up these lights. You can kind of see it. You'll be able to, it'll show up better when I'm in a dark place. Yeah. All right, and then the other thing, standard REM pod, which I have a bunch over here that have been on. I'll get to the REM pods and explain them better here in a little bit. And then this is a music box that's got a motion sensor. So this has got a PIR motion sensor on it. So basically it has to see something move or something that has body temperature, I guess is the best way to explain it. How'd you figure out how to make the Fiona Box? No, I just, that's what I do, I guess. A lot of tinkering and making stuff. Yeah, see, like, it basically just goes off as something walks in front of it. So basically the idea of this box is you can set it down somewhere, turn on all of these, and then if it senses movement or something gets close to the box, it'll light up the sensors. So it's basically like, yeah, a movement box. But because I finished it the day before Fiona passed, and it's, I mean, if I'm going to see a cat ghost, it's going to be movement. The name is now the Fiona Box. Alright, and then we'll slide over here. Okay. So this is just a plasma ball. If you're a kid of the 90s, you've seen these. When I turn it on, it's gonna trigger all the REM pods, but here. It's just yeah, and you can see the EMF meters going crazy. Yeah, basically this is just to create EMF. There's a theory that, I mean, a lot of guys, like, I think the last investigation we were using EM pumps. Basically they just create electromagnetic, like, energy. And the theory is that the ghosts or the spirits can use that to communicate better. I don't know. This thing was $1, so I figured why not try it out. Alright, and then I got just a pair of noise canceling headphones. I should have talked about these when I talked about the radio. I just got these. Usually I've been by myself investigating, but I now have people to investigate with, so we're going to try something out called the Estes Method. So basically somebody takes the noise canceling headphones and plugs them into the radio, so they can only hear the radio. And then another person asks questions, but they can't hear the responses, and the person listening to the radio can't hear the questions. And then you basically just see if they correlate, like, yeah, if the questions are answered through the radio, basically. So you can't just, it lessens the pareidolia. So basically pareidolia is our brains want to hear words in the radio, and that's the biggest thing with skeptics, is they think it's all pareidolia. So that's kind of a stopgap to try and lessen that. Yeah, forcing bias, exactly, Hoodrat. Yeah, thank you. We'll move on. These are just EMF detectors. If you've watched any ghost show, I mean, that one's going crazy. It's probably because it's close to my phone. These are just EMF detectors. This is a fancy one. This is the one you see in all the ghost shows. This is the newest thing I've got. This is the GS2 Laser Grid. It's currently picking up cold. Basically, this is just a laser grid, right? This screen shows what gets picked up on the laser grid. You'll see my hand show up, and then it beeps and shows you how close an object is to it. We'll turn the sensitivity down. You saw this in the last ghost hunting video. I mean, that's literally all it does. You can kind of see, you'll be able to see it better in the dark, but it just projects a laser grid, and then these LEDs pick up temperature changes. And red is hot, blue is cold. So right now it's picking up something colder than what it was baseline set at. Sure. I mean, it's a fancy piece of equipment for what it does, but hey, it works. Alright, so now we'll get on to the REM Pods. So these are REM Pods. The cigarette box, this is another cigarette pack one that I'm making for Justin and Zaya. And then this is an old sewing box from France, from the 1700s. It's from a funeral home, and it was used to sew like coffins or suits or whatever. But yeah, basically REM Pods, they're basically just a theremin. And the way a theremin works is it makes a slight EMF field around the antenna. And then when something conductive or energetic comes within range of the antenna, they light up the LEDs and they make buzzing noises. The only thing is, though, like, it's got to be conductive. If you see, like, electronics, don't set them off, really. It's going off because my thumb's getting close to it. So yeah, this is a classic staple. If you've watched ghost shows, they all use REM Pods. I build my own, so mine are different than anybody else's, really. The only other person that makes them like me that I've seen is John Huntington. But yeah. Yeah, the cigarette pack. This was originally John Huntington came up or shared the idea with me because he made a little radio one. It was like a radio cigarette box. Here, I'm going to turn that off actually so you can see it better. And then Justin and Zaya brought it up, like that would be cool to have one in a cigarette pack. And yeah, I mean, it makes sense. A lot of people back in the day smoked cigarettes. And then I built these for when we go to the Squirrel Cage jail, because basically it's a jail. I mean, this is like gold in a jail. So the hope is that, yeah, if there's spirits there, they'll want cigarettes. And we can give them cigarettes, and it'll tell us if they touch it. These are just voice recorders for doing EVP work. This is my main one. The reason is because it records in, well, they both record in WAV. You don't want to do MP3 because MP3 will compress the file. WAV actually doesn't compress the file, and yeah. So these are recorders, basically. Just straight up recorders for recording EVPs. And actually I use this for audio for videos now, but I can also use this for EVPs. This is the HN1 or H1N recorder. It's just a fancy voice recorder. Or yeah. And then these things. Oh, I just heard something weird on the radio. These are data loggers, basically. So this is the same as that, just smaller and doesn't have all the fancy lights. And I currently have to charge it. But they basically just log temperature, pressure, humidity, all that stuff. And then I like this one because I can just put it in my pocket. It's small, and yeah. And then this one is the bigger one that you guys have seen me use a lot. It's called the EDI Plus. It measures temperature changes, if it goes up or down. It measures pressure change, if the pressure and humidity. So if pressure, humidity go up or down, it'll alert you. It has a EMF detector, just like one of these things. And then it has what you see right now is the vibration detector. So it's just like the Fiona Box. It detects vibrations. And then these actually log all that information so you can review it afterwards. So basically, you can have this running, and then if you get like a REM pod hit or you see something on the laser grid, you can see if the temperature or anything else changed at the same time. Yeah, basically a Swiss Army knife, yeah. So like the idea basically of ghost hunting, I guess, or paranormal investigation is you want multiple things to go off at the same time. Like, if I just get a REM pod hit, well, that could be someone's phone. That could be a satellite up in space. But if I get a REM pod hit, the temperature drops, and I get movement on my laser grid, then that's three different things that are triggering. So it kind of leads more to unexplainable event just happened, and you know, so that's the idea. That's why I have so much stuff. Alright, and then we get up to my main box here. But you gotta have the obligatory Ghostbusters Ecto 1. This is just a lot of random equipment. I mean, I have my headlamp. If you watched my Malvern Manor solo, I had this on my head. It's just a light. I'm kind of getting more and more away from using infrared cameras. I mean, this is a tiny one, a cheap little. I ripped the IR shield off, so this is infrared. I don't know. I saw like Nick Groff is doing more full like light stuff, and he doesn't use infrared as much, and I like that. These are all just a bunch of cat balls. You've seen these if you watch any of my ghost hunts or my investigations. It's just a cat toy that lights up when something moves it. They're simple. They're cheap, so I have a bunch of them, and you can just basically turn them on and throw them all over the place. I'm kind of trying to get away from using the word cat ball and just more a light up ball, but yeah, interactive motion sensors. Boop. This is just a laser thermometer. It's currently 75 on the thing over there. That. But yeah, it's just a laser thermometer. I got anything else? Oh, I got lights. You can never have too many lights, especially when you're running around dark places. This one's a Lume Cube. This is a 9-volt battery pack. It's what I used to run like my radios and stuff off of. I don't use it as much anymore because I built in my own radio or my own batteries. This is a flashlight. This is an infrared light. Oh, it shows, yeah. A lot of people don't know that, I guess. Your phone can pick up infrared light. So yeah, IR light. some extra batteries. I carry a lot of extra batteries. And this is where this camera sits. This is an infrared camera. I haven't used it a whole lot yet. I'm gonna use it a lot more now. I actually have two of these. I bought one and then Mom Mod got me one for Christmas. They're just, yeah, standard, cheap recorder. They work pretty well. Since I use a microphone for my audio, I don't have to worry about audio. It sounds good. These work good enough. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot of stuff. Oh, I also use this sometimes. Just a trail camera. It's, yeah. Trail cameras, drones. This is from a witch, I guess you'd say, a pagan witch. It's supposed to let you talk to spirits better. I don't know. Just trying weird stuff. This is my human thumb or big toe. This is somebody's big toe. I want to take this on a ghost hunt, but a lot of places won't let me bring in human bones. This is a piece of wood from Malvern Manor, embalming bottles, all kinds of just little weird stuff. Yeah. The trail camera, basically I can just leave that anywhere in a building. Like I left it in Malvern, and then, yeah, it's just a quick way to leave a static camera to see if you can catch anything. So yeah, if you guys got any questions though, let me know. You can turn this up a little bit, see if we get anything. I've noticed this thing is showing all cold, which is weird. What do I think is the best evidence I've collected so far? That's a tough one. I mean, we had a lot of really good words the last ghost hunt I did. I don't know. See, that's the thing. I'm more skeptic than believer right now. So basically right now I'm just kind of trying everything and seeing what works. And if I can debunk it in my head, I'm not going to use it. Like dowsing rods, I don't really believe in. If someone wants to prove me different, then I am game to listen to, yeah. But things like that, I'm still on the fence on. The Ouija board, I'm still on the fence on, because I know how you know, if you think of something, you're gonna move your hand there. So I'm still a skeptic, more skeptic than I am believer. So, yeah. Yeah, the voices, Malvern Manor, a lot of like the voices, just weird bumps like that, and then having like the cat balls or the REM pods go off have been, because I mean, I've had these REM pods going or sitting here running for the last 2 hours, and they haven't gone off. They're still on. So like I'll have this stuff running at home, and it won't trigger, it won't go off, and then I'll go to like a cemetery or I'll go to Malvern Manor and it'll trigger. So yeah, I mean that's some of the best evidence I've gotten so far. What's your favorite gadget? If it isn't one you made, what's your favorite gadget that you made? Honestly, the EDI is my favorite so far. Like that I didn't make. As they're yelling at me. Yeah, the EDI is my favorite that I didn't make, just because I love data. I guess, I don't know. Then the radios are my favorite that I've made. I hear that a lot too. Like, well, how come you only hunt for people hunt for ghosts in the dark, or only go to old places? And I mean, the way I look at it, you get your best evidence in the daytime when the lights are all on. So that's why I've kind of shied more away from the infrared also, and using just full light, you know, cameras. But yeah, I mean, why can't somebody that died like 2 years ago be a ghost? You can, yeah. So I think if ghosts are real, they've got to be everywhere. You know, they're not just going to be at certain houses, certain places. They're going to be everywhere. I mean, if I'm going to be a ghost, I'm not going to just sit at a fucking house and twiddle my thumbs. You know, I'm going to go explore around the neighborhood at least, or whatever else. You're dead, so you have all the time in the world. So, yeah. Yeah, ghosts don't care about time. So, I mean, and that's why, like, I've been watching John Huntington's stuff. He builds a lot of the radios. But that's why I think stuff like that might have some validity if things, you know, because spirits can go places. So they can come into this room and speak with me, you know. I don't know how it works. None of us do yet, unless you're dead. So, so I mean, you can try the radios out. And that's why I think, like, John gets a lot of really good words through his radios. Like, he'll hold up playing cards and it'll say what the card is over the radio, or he'll ask him questions about what he's doing and the radio will say it. And I think it's because spirits can travel places. They can go anywhere, you know? Oh geez, my chat just exploded. Not all haunts are going to be the same. Some's going to be residual energy. So it's not thinking, it's not conscious. It's just like a replay of what somebody did. And then there's conscious entities that can actually think and do stuff and they'll interact with you. So, I mean, and there's a theory that I subscribe to of like time. Time doesn't exist, time is man made. So, everything that's been done in a certain location is being done at the same time. So, we could actually be interacting with people in the past or future at the same, you know, so we could be communicating with some old dude sitting in his living room and he thinks we're a ghost and we think he's a ghost. I mean, that's like a simple way to explain it. And then there's also like interdimensional, you know, they could be interdimensional beings or, you know, somebody in a different dimension that we're communicating with. It could be all of it too at the same time. Einstein said is man-made. It doesn't exist. So Caesar was conquering Rome at the same time we're doing this live stream. I mean, it's all theory. I mean, energy can't be destroyed. So when you die, your energy has to go somewhere. The way that I look at it is energy is energy. So when a religion is formed, like Christianity, Catholicism, paganism, all of that, there's enough people with the mindset to create the energy into that and make it something, make it real. So, like, if you think you're going to go to heaven when you die, you're probably going to go to heaven when you die because the energy is already formed. It's the way I look at it is like Neil Gaiman's American Gods book. In that book, the gods, they don't exist if nobody believes in them. So, like, the whole book, they're trying to make people believe in them so that they can keep existing. So, the way I think about it is like religions and just different things. And that could explain how, like, Bigfoot or vampires or, you know, you can get crazy with it. They're just mind forms, they're energy. And enough people believe in them that the energy manifests in some way. Whether it's like a physical thing or not, I don't know. But yeah, Schrodinger's gods. Yeah. But I mean, it like the energy gets put into that, so it becomes real in a sense. So that's just my theory. I mean, I don't know. But that would explain, you know, how ghosts could be real, or how heaven could be real, or how Buddhists could be real. Like, all, you know, it's all energy. I mean, if you get down and dirty with it, I'm a physicist. I'm a scientist, and I believe in energy. Energy can do some crazy shit. And then that whole adage, you can't destroy energy, it just changes form. They agreed with me. So that's why I have an open mind. That's why I say I'm a healthy skeptic. I believe because I can see how it could happen, but I'm not like full on believer of everything that is paranormal or ghosts. But yeah, that's why I'm doing it, and it's fun. Why did I start hunting? Well, basically, I've always been interested in the paranormal. Since I was a little kid, I mean, I'm obsessed with oddities and Indiana Jones and all that. And I've been urban exploring, so like going into abandoned places since the 90s. And I've had a lot of crazy stuff happen in abandoned buildings. Particular the sugar mill in Longmont, Colorado. We saw some crazy shit. And then at that time also I was kind of pagan kind of. So yeah, that led to the paranormal. So I've been interested in the paranormal and ghosts. Oh, for a long time basically, and then I was doing the drone stuff, and then I was doing the horror gaming stuff, and right when the big C hit, the virus hit, Mama and I started going to, or we went to Glore Psychiatric Museum just to go and get out of the house, and they had a poster up for paranormal investigations, and so I got back interested into doing the investigation stuff through that, and we went to the Squirrel Cage and did like a big event thing, and then we went to the Museum of Shadows, and yeah, it just grew from there. And then it was like, well, I'm streaming video games. Why not stream ghost hunting stuff? And I tried it, and my channel's starting to blow up because of that, and people love it. So I was like, well, I love doing it, and people love watching it. So yeah, let's keep going. But yeah, if anybody else has questions, let me know. Can leave questions down in the comments, and I'll get back to you and let you know. Yeah, and I forgot to show this on the stream, but this is what I use to live stream. It's just a simple tripod. I got my phone. I use Prism Live to send the signal out. I have an external battery that keeps everything running. And then I have the stand. I can put lights, microphones, whatever else on top. This is subject to change. It's just kind of, yeah. But yeah, that was everything. You guys have a good day. Thank you for watching my video. Stay tuned for more ghost hunts. I'm going to be at Squirrel Cage Jail on the 15th of April, so next Saturday. We're going to be trying all this out. And yeah. Oh, you guys have a good one. Peace.